This is Grandmaster Horton. And if it's coming out of my mouth, you know it's the God's honest truth. Check this out. I'll make this real quick. Why do we practice katas? Why are katas important? Katas define the system. What do I mean by that? I tell students all the time, it is function, not form. It is function, not form, that determines the effectiveness of anything. Here's an example. You have a tree. You see a tree. Out of the trunk of that tree is growing these things. We call them branches. You call it a branch. When that branch breaks off, falls to the ground, you call it a stick. Old man picks it up, starts walking with it, you call it a cane. Another guy breaks his leg, takes that same thing, puts it under his arm, starts walking with it, you call it a crutch. Now, somebody tries to jack that guy, he takes that crutch, smacks the guy upside the head. Now it's a club or it's a staff. Did the stick change? No. What changed? The function, the manner in which you used the tool. So now let's take a look at kata, which are also called forms. Remember, form versus function. Kata is a form. It's simply telling you how to move. If you understand the system or the style or the philosophy, which unfortunately most schools don't teach philosophy anymore, and that's a big issue. And I'm not talking about philosophy in terms of let's all be good people, let's all have discipline, let's all be respectful. Yes, that's wonderful. Yay, slow clap. But respect and discipline do not tell you what the move is in the kata. The move in the kata is going to be based on the philosophy and the culture of the system. Perfect example. I get tired of seeing karate practitioners teach grappling aspects to every damn kata that they have. Karate is not a grappling art. It's a striking art. We punch, kick, block. That's the striking art. So when you see karateka sparring, literally the rule in sparring is you can't grab for more than 2 seconds. That's literally our rule in competition. So why is it you're teaching that when someone's doing a kata, it must be a grab and a twist? It's because you're not matching the style to the kata. Why is that? This person's a master. How dare you question a master? He said every single kata is the guy punches, and then I grab, and I twist, and I twist, and I grab. Now go spar. And everybody's throwing back knuckles and roundhouse kicks and all this stuff. When have you ever seen a roundhouse kick in a kata? How many back knuckle strikes do you see in katas? They're there. They do have them. I'm not saying they don't exist, right? You can look at the Pinon forms. They exist. What I'm saying is, where are the techniques that match, right? Karate and all systems that teach forms, katas, taolu, pomse, whatever you want to call it. A system is a cell phone. That's all it is. It's a cell phone. Best analogy I can give you. If I handed you my cell phone today, you wouldn't be able to unlock it, but you have the cell phone. You have all my contacts, all of my history, all the information that I have accessed. You got it right there in your hands. Can you go through that phone, look at that information, and understand everything that I understand as I understood it with the same sources? No, you couldn't. You could look at my web history and try and guess why I would go to this site or why I would search that site. You can look through my emails and guess whether that was a personal or a business relationship or why that email was sent or what emails were sent in error and what emails are spent. You'd be doing a lot of work of trying to figure out what's in here, right? That's what a kata is. A kata's got all these movements based on what a master instructor believed was effective for accomplishing an objective that he had predetermined. That's the philosophy. In Tai Lua Kundo, the philosophy is we attack the vision, breathing, and mobility. The way we do that is when attacked, we block, trap, control, and break. Now, if I told you, here's pulling the belt, which is a kata from Tai Lua Kundo, and I say, here's the kata, it's 11 moves, and you knew the philosophy of the system is block, trap, control, break, and attack the vision, breathing, and the mobility. Wouldn't that be a different interpretation than if I just said, here's the kata, figure it out? Karate is a striking art. It's not judo. It's not jujitsu. In the bujitsu system, which is what Bushido is about, the way of the warrior, bu meaning complete, right? Everything. Like a lot of people don't realize jujitsu is not a grappling art. That's what has permeated America because of competitions. Ju in Japanese means 10. 10 means completion or perfection. Why? Because once you hit 0 to 9, you start your numerical system over. So once you hit 10, you have completed something. So jitsu refers to the combat side of it, right? The sports side is called do. That's why there's jujitsu and judo. Make sense? Hope so. There's kenjutsu and kendo, aijutsu and aido, akijutsu, aikido. There's a difference. So when you say complete combat, which is what jujitsu means, complete combat, there was bojutsu, saijutsu, kiaijutsu. Those were all part of jujitsu. They were subsets, right? So you're supposed to have a complete art. But when you get into those subsets, you're focusing on very specific things. The karateka focuses on the empty hand, the ability to strike with the empty hand. So if karate means empty hand, why do people keep trying to translate katas into grappling systems? You grab and you twist and you do that and you do this. That's not going to help an 80-pound woman facing a 200-pound rapist. That's silly. Striking is a universal neutralizer. I don't care what you believe about power and all this. I don't have to hit you hard. I have to hit you right. And that's what kata teaches you. Striking correctly. The problem is you know the form. You don't know the function. Function's called the bunkai. That's when you got to get into what is this. So you got the form. You got the thing in your hand. But only about once every generation is somebody really going to take that phone, unlock it, and start breaking down the art as it was intended. Everybody else is just holding the phone and guessing. That's the reason why you have so many people that practice karate, kung fu, taekwondo. Don't get into a fight because you don't have a clue. Your instructor don't have a clue. Your instructor ain't never been in a real street fight. You ain't been in a real street fight. Your instructor was not in the military under combat conditions. You were never in the military under combat conditions. What do you expect? You learn to do something by doing it. The biggest advantage that boxers, kickboxers, and MMA practitioners have over traditional martial artists is they actually go into a competition where it's full contact. How much can you give? How much can you take? And what I do in the competition must match what I do in training. If you're doing katas and then what you do in a kata does not match what you do in your sparring, how can you say this is my style? Go look at somebody that does praying mantis kung fu. Go look at somebody that does kempo. When's the last time you seen somebody say, I am a kempo practitioner? Cool. Go over there and spar. Let me see you do thundering hammer in a sparring match. Never happens. Never happens. So the idea is to understand that the system is a locked cell phone. Your job is to unlock it. And the key to unlocking it is to make the forms match the function. Make the forms match the function. How do you do that? What is the passcode? Simple. You have to be the same type of person that the master was who handed down that kata originally. Not your current master. Because your current master could be just a dude running a school making money because he was there. I'm talking about somebody said, I want you to punch like this. Why? Why are you doing this move? Is it even a punch? That's what you're supposed to be studying. Every time I work with students who are trying to get ranked, whether it's in my system or another system, I have them do what they know. Do your techniques that you've been taught. Do your katas. What are you doing there? That's all I ever ask them. And then they tell me what their instructor told them. And I say, okay, so now let me hit you. And I want you to do it on me. And every single time, what their instructor told them does not match the kata. and it doesn't work. Just from a practical perspective, it makes no sense. Because when I come, I always come 1-2. Because that's how people fight in the street. Nobody goes, Kia, do your technique on me, I will not move. That's not realistic. Realistic is I'm here, and the time you have to execute your full technique is the time it takes me to go from here to here. That's how much time you have. Now, you playing a video, so you should be able to watch that clock at the bottom. Go ahead and hit that screen, let the little bar comes up, look at the amount of seconds. This is how much time you have to block and do your whole technique that you've been learning. Want to do it again? Do your whole technique. Watch this. As soon as you see this come out, that's the hand you're blocking because that's what they taught you to do, right? So you're going to block the first hand. Second hand is coming. You got to do your whole technique. Ready? Go. Did you finish your technique? Then somebody taught you some bullshit. See how simple that is? I'm not talking down about anybody. I'm talking facts. My name's Grandmaster Truth. All I'm trying to do is tell you the truth. If you don't understand how what you're doing, that kata or that drill or whatever it is you're being taught, doesn't fit in between those two fists, somebody lying to you. You need to discover the truth. You need to unlock that cell phone for yourself. Actually take the kata. And don't ever let somebody tell you, man, don't do kata, it's bullshit. Your limited understanding does not render anything ineffective. Because 99.9% of people in this country do not understand calculus or physics. But you're using a cell phone right now because the shit works. 99.9% of the people in this country do not understand electrical engineering, but you're driving a goddamn Tesla. So stop saying stupid shit like because your retarded ass don't understand something, then it doesn't work and it must not be effective. No, in your little tiny mind, in your tiny untrained world, you have such a limited understanding that all you can do is put forward what you have to offer. Nothing wrong with that. But don't criticize people who's on a different level. Because in this world of karate, you might get more than your feelings hurt. Grandmaster Truth, keep training, keep thinking, keep practicing. There's more than what your instructor taught you that's out there. Be a student. A student is one who studies. And if you are a master, you should be a master student and continue to study. Got questions? Put them in the comments down below.